Welcome to our next Wandering Walks of Wonder adventure. Today we're headed to the city of Jacksonville, Illinois. Along the way, we'll learn a little bit about the history of the city itself as well as many of the buildings, including this first one that we see, which is the old Jacksonville Post Office. It was built and opened in 1905. It remained the way it was for quite a few years before they made some additions to the building in the 1920s and 1930s. The building is now home to the Jacksonville Area Museum, which opened in 2021. The museum houses several interactive exhibits and is dedicated to the collection, preservation, interpretation, and appreciation of the cultural history of Jacksonville and the Morgan County area. After its founding in 1825, Jacksonville quickly grew into a major center of education and culture in Illinois. In 1829, Illinois College was founded in Jacksonville, making it the first college in the state. The Illinois School for the Deaf was also founded in Jacksonville in 1847, and the Illinois School for the Visually Impaired was founded in 1867. As you travel throughout the entire state of Illinois, and especially here in Jacksonville, you'll often see these signs that are called Looking for Lincoln signs. These signs point out historical events related to Abraham Lincoln, including this house that he once stayed in while he visited Jacksonville. Unique thing about these signs is that there's little metal medallions on them, and you could use a piece of paper and do a rubbing that will remind you of your visit to that particular Abraham Lincoln site. Jacksonville became a major transportation hub in the 19th century. The Northern Cross Railroad was built through Jacksonville in 1838, and the town became a major stop on the route between Chicago and St. Louis. Jacksonville also played a significant role in the American Civil War. The town was occupied by Union troops for most of the war, but was also the site of several small battles and skirmishes. Abraham Lincoln visited Jacksonville several times during the war, and he often considered making it the capital of the United States. After the war, Jacksonville continued to grow and prosper. The town's economy was based on agriculture, manufacturing, and education. As we head into the historic Jacksonville Square, we'll see several historic buildings, the first of which here is what's called the Hawk and Hole building, this stone building that we see here with the three arched windows. This building began construction in 1891. This building was constructed by the Hawk and Hull brothers, who came from Cheshire, England in 1839 and worked as apothecaries, owned a dry goods store, and operated a bank. At one point, they were one of the wealthiest people who lived in town. Ahead of us is the historic Illinois Theater. This building dates back to 1927 and is located at the former home of the old Opera House, which was in downtown Jacksonville. The theater began with the efforts of William Fox, who opened the theater in 1927. A 1938 fire destroyed the structure, but was quickly replaced by a new building designed by Carl and Robert O. Bowler. The theater was the site of anti-segregation protests in the 1950s that demonstrates that the fight for civil rights was not just limited to the South. As we walk around Jacksonville, you'll often see many murals like this one here in front of the Lincoln Land Community College. These are known as wall dog murals. There's about 10 of them in downtown Jacksonville, Illinois, and they were all painted in June of 2006 by a group of artists and sign painters who called themselves the Wall Dogs. Now, the Wall Dogs met in towns all over the world to create murals for towns. These murals here in Jacksonville were painted by 52 different artists, some who came from as far away as Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, and Scotland. One of the more notable buildings in downtown Jacksonville is the Morgan County Courthouse. During the 19th century, there were three courthouses built in Jacksonville, Illinois. The county seat of Morgan, which is the county seat of Morgan County. The first was built in 1826 and the second in 1829. Unfortunately, in Jacksonville, this town has a history of buildings catching on fire and the past two burned to the ground. The final one that stands today was completed in 1868. Many famous Illinoisans have worked or talked in this courthouse, including Stephen A. Douglas, who became a judge at the present-day courthouse. Illinois' very own William Jennings Bryan, who ran 3 times for the Democratic presidential candidate as a presidential candidate, also worked inside this building. This building itself was really quite expensive when it was constructed. It cost $204,000, probably into the millions and millions of dollars in today's dollars. I hope you've enjoyed this Wandering Walks tour of downtown Jacksonville, Illinois. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on our next Wandering Walks of Wonder adventure. Take care now. Bye.